If you're a sports videographer and you don't know what to choose between autofocus and manual focus, or if you're choosing autofocus and you're not quite nailing the shot, then this video is definitely for you. If this is your first time here, my name is Corey Cash. I've been a videographer for the last 8 or 9 years. And for the last 2 years, specifically 2 seasons, I've been Dylan Brooks' personal videographer of the Phoenix Suns. For those who've been here before, just to give you a rundown, man, I committed to dropping a video a week. However, this month has been hectic, especially with shooting the Dylan's content. I've been to Houston, I've been to Oregon, I've been to Portland, I've been to LA in his first game back. So my bad for interrupting this video. I just wanted to let you know that I have a free sports videography community. That's where we post our work, ask for help, ask for feedback, and everything sports videography so we can get better. The link is in the description. I'll see you inside. It's just hard to get to these videos every week, but I am still committed to giving you frequent videos no matter what. I'm actually still committed to giving a video a week. I just know this week I've slipped up because it's been about 2 weeks since I've given you that last video. But like I said, we're going to talk about autofocus versus manual focus. So I'm going to be very honest with you as much as I can. And I've actually never shot sports consistently with manual focus. I've only used autofocus. And I remember trying it 1 or 2 times and I was like, yo, honestly, this isn't for me personally. If you shoot sports manual focus for a long consistent period of time, then kudos to you, because that's hard. That's definitely difficult to do. And with sports, especially with basketball, there's so many moving pieces, there's so many moving bodies at one time. To shoot manually, I feel like I miss a lot of shots that I would love to have in post-production. So that's why I shoot autofocus. With that being said, autofocus is great and it does the job. However, it needs some guidance, and that could be with settings, it could be with how you shoot. I'll say 80% of the time I do nail my shots. There's a couple times where I don't nail my shot. However, I believe autofocus needs some assistance. It's great, it's smart, it just needs some human touch to it. I do want to add this part in, is the reason why I don't do so much manual focus is because I like to zoom in and zoom out with the ring. And I feel like you can't do that and manual focus at the same time. That would be almost next to impossible. Like I said, if you do that, all kudos to you. I'm just not there yet. However, I like to zoom in and zoom out, and I just don't like to be focusing on too many things at once. I want to make sure I nail the play. The first thing when it comes to nailing your shot, and the first setting that you want to look at, and again, I use a Sony FX30. The first setting that I change when it comes to nailing my autofocus is the responsiveness of the autofocus. Now, what that means is like how fast your autofocus switches from like person to person. It comes with a default setting of 3, and it goes up to 7, by the way. So I just changed that from a 3 to a 7. I want it fast. There's so much things going on in the game. I need Dylan focus, I need Devin Booker focus sometimes in the same type of play. So I just need my autofocus to be very responsive, very fast. And here's the thing, the settings 1 to 3, the slow transition when it comes to autofocus, that's great for almost everything else, especially if you want that cinematic look. But for fast sports like basketball and football, you definitely want the fastest possible autofocus responsiveness. And the next autofocus setting that you want to make sure that is done is the autofocus continuous. I know that may be a little bit obvious, but you want it to continuously work for you. That setting is definitely a must when it comes to sports videography. When it comes to focus zones, you definitely want to choose the wide option. I've only used wide. Actually, no, I lied. I've used center when it comes to sports videography, but 90% of the time I use the wide option. However, the only time that I'll use the center option, and what that means is that whatever's in the center, it will focus on no matter what. So I like to use a center frame when I'm shooting sports anyways, because I want the ability to crop for social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. So I'll make sure my subject is always in the middle anyways. However, I'll still choose wide. The only time that I'll choose a center focus is when I'm in a very, very low light situation and I just need the camera to focus in the middle no matter what's going on. For Sony cameras, the majority of us have like a human tracker, an animal tracker. I don't know, there's a couple other ones lens, but I've never touched it. It's always been on human. And obviously because we're shooting sports, that's what I leave it on, and it works perfectly. Also, just a sidebar, the better lens that you do have, the better results you'll have with autofocus. When I'm in the arena, I do shoot with my 70-200 2.8, and I shoot at 3.2 to 3.5. If I go too low at like 2.8, that's when it becomes a little bit harder to nail my autofocus shots. So I try to stay away from the 2.8s and anything lower than 2.8. Next is a tactic that I'm always using throughout my shoots. Like, let's say like I'm looking for my subject and it's a quick thing. I'm always half pressing my shutter so it can lock onto my subject quicker. That's one trick that I'm always using throughout the game. Sometimes things just happen so quickly that I needed to focus up quick, so I'm half pressing on that shutter. Another tip and trick that I used more last year, I don't use so much this year, is because last year I never used a monitor to shoot at these games at all. I just went straight with my LCD screen and that was it. However, this year I'm using a monitor, but last year I noticed one thing that did help me focus when I was having trouble sometimes is I would just tap on the screen or tap on the face on the screen, of course, and that would focus on the player immediately. So those are the autofocus settings, tips, and tricks that I use right now. I would say, like, even at my stage, like, I do miss some shots and it's okay. It's gonna happen. It's just these cameras are still mechanical. They're great, don't get me wrong, but there are times that I do miss some things. And also sometimes I notice, let's say I'm sitting in the crowd and I'm shooting and a fan gets up, or yeah, they get in my way, then it automatically focus on a hand on them, and then I have to quickly, move my position a little bit. And then I noticed that sometimes, like, I kind of messed up that play because, obviously a fan was in my way, but which is all good and it does happen. So I say all that to say that not every single shot is going to be dead on perfect, and that's okay. So that's it for my autofocus settings. However, if you are having trouble shooting handheld, or you don't know whether to use a gimbal or when to use a gimbal or when to use handheld when shooting sports videography, then I made a video a couple of weeks ago right here. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in, and I just want to share that I'm appreciative of all the comments, the likes, the subscribes that are coming in. And if you haven't done that yet, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you want to see next. I'll try to answer everything. Again, I'm just very appreciative. Till next time.
Fíjate.